Good morning, Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo, and the rest of the world. You've tuned in to another episode of the Mac City Morning Show. I am your host, Elliot Pierre, and we're going to start this episode off the same way we start every episode off, with a moment of gratitude. I know that you could be doing a million other things with your time, and the fact that you spend it with us truly does mean the world to me, so thank you. On that note, Tanner, hit him with the intro. And we are back. As you can tell, we are not on the set of the Mac City Morning Show. We are at McMurray Regional Law Office. As you also know, I don't introduce my guests because they can do a better job at that than myself. So can you please tell everybody at home who you are and what you're about?
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Dawn Wellman. I'm the real estate conveyancer here at McMurray Regional Law Office.
That's right.
Formerly known as Dawn Scott McMurray Law Office.
That's right. Yeah. And we've sat together before.
Yes.
So you were here last time, you were wearing a jacket. This time you're wearing a beautiful sweater. So I've got a question. Everybody looks really cool and casual today. So today, I know this episode airs on Saturdays, but today's Friday.
Yes.
Like at the office, is there like a casual Friday?
Casual Friday.
On?
We get to wear jeans.
Okay.
And usually some business attire, but
yeah,
it's chilly out and I like to stay cozy.
That's right. It's that time of year where you don't know what to wear based on like the hour. This morning it was freezing and I had like a big parka and my fur mitts and hat, and then this afternoon I'm just like, my lord.
But it's getting nicer and we get to go home in the light now, as opposed to going to work in the dark and coming home in the dark.
That's right. So last time we spoke, you've been here for a very long time in Fort McMurray.
Almost 20 years. It's my 20th winter.
So let's talk about that light and darkness. What does that mean to you? How have you coped with that through the year? For anybody outside of Fort McMurray who doesn't know what we're talking about, in the winter, we don't really see the sun that often, and then in summer, we get a huge dose of it. So which one of these seasons do you prefer, and the one you don't prefer, how do you deal with it?
The bright.
You prefer the summer?
Yeah, well, not necessarily summer.
Yeah.
I'm from close to salt water, so I like it cool. I don't like it sultry hot.
That's right.
So I like it 20 degrees-ish.
Okay, so middle of summer, you don't like it here?
Not really, but we don't have humidity, so we don't have to worry about that.
No. My little guy, the reason I ask is we were literally talking about this a few days ago because it was bedtime for him. And he's just like, it's so hard to go to bed here in the summer, like as the days get longer.
Right.
Because he's just like, he wants to play, he sees the sunlight. And he's just like, I love the summers, I love to play, but he's like, man, it's hard to go to bed in the summers here.
Not as bad as where I did live in Nunavut for 3 years.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And there we had 4 months of total darkness.
Right.
And in the summer we had 4 months of total light. So the sun just went around like this.
I know
in
about
the summer.
this. I've never talked to anybody about this phenomenon before.
No.
So when you say pure light and pure darkness, you mean like zero sun?
Yes.
For 4 months?
Yes, other than moonlight and starlight, which is absolutely beautiful.
No doubt. Amazing. So what does that do to a person's mental stability?
Well, the community that we lived in had a lot of activities, extracurricular, and kept everybody busy.
Yeah.
So it was okay.
Okay.
We were isolated, and there were no restaurants, no stores, so we saved money and had nowhere to shop.
That's right. That's right.
So we made our own hamburgers, our own pizza, our own whatever.
Right. So it was the community itself had like an initiative to keep their residents busy then. Was that like something that the municipality or the people of the town did, or how did...
People of the town.
Really?
Yeah.
So they knew, like, hey, we're going to go stir crazy, we need to stay busy.
Right. We had a...
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had fun.
Yeah, no doubt.
A committee that set everything up, and we kept the kids busy, we kept the adults busy, we had a social once a month.
Oh, wow.
But it was a dry community.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
So... Yeah.
Wow, okay.
So if you went out for, say, a Halloween dance or whatever, you had four beer maximum. That was it.
Oh, okay. And so is this primarily in the winter or also during the summer months?
All the time.
All the time. Okay, now fast forward to the summer where it's light all of the time. Did you have the same type of committee organizing things? So even in the summer, you were just like, we need... Because I have to imagine that also plays like a mental mind game on you.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
But we worked for 6 months and we had a 6-week vacation twice a year.
Okay.
So that helped.
And did you find most people stayed there for their 6 weeks, or they ventured out? They ventured out.
We ventured out.
Okay. Now, with me in the summer, I'm born and raised here in Fort McMurray, as everybody knows at this point. And so I love both winter and summer, but I find summer, like, I just want to party all the time. I just, like, want to go out. I want to be like, hey, you having a barbecue? Like, I'll be there, because the days last so
Well, you
long.
have more energy.
Mm-hmm.
The sun gives you power, right?
That's right. That's right. So I can only imagine that there must have been individuals like myself who are just like, if we're getting 24 hours of this, you might have people just be like, I'm not going to go to bed.
Well, you're like a solar or a self-winding watch.
Yeah. Yeah. You're just going.
Yeah.
Right. Amazing. So what took you up there? Why did you
Employment.
move there? Okay. What were you doing?
I worked as a temp.
Okay.
In the mine. If somebody went on vacation, I filled in their spot for 6 weeks.
Okay.
My husband was a heavy equipment mechanic at the time.
Okay.
We had 2 tiny children.
Right.
Daycare was provided.
Okay.
Lunch was provided every day. But we're off topic.
Okay, no, that's the topic. This is the thing about these shows is although we're here, I find, and I think most people at home would find, if we were just talking about law or if somebody came to talk about their business, if we were just sitting talking about that, that's boring. The individual themselves, that's the fun part. That's the entertainment.
Well,
but you have a piece of paper, so you do want to talk about something business. So let's cover it.
Last time I spoke to you about being a real estate conveyancer.
Yes, you blew my mind.
Well, some people don't know what that is.
That's
I
right.
didn't know what it was when I started.
Yes.
I was familiar with different aspects of law, but real estate I stayed away from because I didn't really like it.
Right.
But now
Now you love it.
I love it. It's my passion.
Mm-hmm.
Real estate conveyancer is a person who coordinates a real estate deal.
Okay.
So most importantly, I deal with realtors.
Yeah.
I have very good relationship with different realtors in town.
Mm-hmm.
I have a good relationship with bank people.
Right.
Insurance people.
Yeah.
What else? I have a list here. Banks and mortgage brokers.
Okay.
Other lawyers.
Okay.
Insurance companies.
Mm-hmm.
Title insurance companies.
Mm-hmm.
Property management companies.
Right.
Condo corporations. And of course, my coworkers here in the office.
Okay.
It takes a whole team of people to pull a real estate deal through.
Okay.
It's not just me.
Yeah.
I can't do it by myself.
Okay. Well, I have a question for you because I was hoping I'd bump into you. I have somebody who's watching this show right now, I guarantee it, and they are potentially moving. So they find themselves in a situation which I think is actually not normal for most. They own their house outright.
Correct.
And so most people have a mortgage, and so you would need to port that over, and there's steps that you can take for that. And so I think that for home sellers is kind of the normal process. But they're not normal because, well, they luckily, congratulations, have paid off their house at a young age. So now they're planning on moving, and they had a question for me. I said, hey, listen, I have somebody I could ask about this. What are the steps if you own your home and you want to sell it, and then you're going to buy a new home somewhere else? Like, it's different from dealing with a bank. So how does a lawyer come into that equation?
Well, the title still has to be transferred from the current owners to the new owners who are buying the property.
Okay.
So we prepare what's called a transfer of land, transferring the property from the current owners and transferring it into the new owners' names.
Okay.
Now we send that to the purchaser's lawyer. We would be acting for the vendor or the seller.
Right.
We would send that to the purchaser's lawyer once the documents are signed.
Right.
Normally there are conditions attached to a purchase contract.
Right.
Usually financing,
Yeah.
home inspection, and appraisal.
Okay.
So the new owners would make arrangements to have the home appraised to make sure that it's worth what they're buying it for.
Correct.
And that their financial institution will assist them with whatever amount they're looking to borrow.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
So we would get those documents signed, send it to the purchaser's lawyer on the date of possession.
Right.
We would get money from the purchaser's lawyer.
Right.
And then we would disperse it however you tell us to.
Okay. Okay.
So if there's no mortgage, we don't pay a bank.
Right.
We pay the realtor.
Right.
And we pay ourselves.
Yeah, of course.
And then the balance would go to the homeowner.
Okay, interesting.
Make sense?
Yeah, so it's not too much different. You're just like cutting out the bank one step, and because you're dealing with real estate agents still, that's kind of keeping the consistency there.
And people think, okay, what do I do now? Do I get my keys from, or does the purchaser get the keys from the lawyer's office? No.
Right.
What we do is once your friend or person that's selling their home, we get the money on their behalf, we contact the realtor and say, hey, we have money, you can release keys.
Right,
so we authorize the release of keys.
Right.
And then the realtor would get in contact with the seller and say, okay, the deal's done.
Yeah.
And contact the purchaser's lawyer.
That's right.
And they would make arrangements to exchange keys.
Okay, well, I will tell them that. Well, I don't have to tell them because you just explained it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, it's a fascinating situation to be in regards to, I don't think most people find themselves.
No.
So
over the last 19, 20 years, I've built relationships with people. So when I call them, they pick up the phone, hi, it's Dawn. They recognize my voice. I don't have to say this is Dawn calling from.
Right.
They know who I am, recognize my voice. Usually we have a chit chat. We know each other, not necessarily personally face to face, but we've formed a relationship over the phone over the last several years.
That's right.
And it's good because the trust is there.
Yeah, 100%. And when you're dealing with that large sum of money, you want there to be trust.
Well, most definitely. It's the largest purchase you're going to ever make in your life.
That's right.
And usually you do it once or twice.
That's right.
Not every other year.
That's right.
Right.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. So when people get in contact with you for the first time, do you find that there are repeat customers after that? Like they build that relationship. So you're with them throughout those different purchases, maybe 2, 3 homes or downsizing, upsizing, like whatever they're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, and other aspects too. I don't do wills and estates, but people, when they buy a home, they're thinking about if they have children, they have a house now, what if something happens to me?
Yes.
It's important for people to have a will. You don't have to be old to die.
No, you don't.
Accidents happen all the time, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah.
We've experienced some in the past couple of years, haven't been very nice, and we've been able to help the surviving person deal with their losses and help them through the legal aspect of what to do next.
Right.
So they're not floundering.
That's right.
Wondering what to do.
That's right. There you go.
Right. So we help people in that regard too.
Yeah.
And when there's an established trust, they come back.
Yeah.
Right? Because you've done such a good job for them in the past.
Right.
They know they can trust you and they come back again.
There we go. Well, listen, that's a great way to wrap this up. So, before I cut you loose, just like you did last time, you get a shameless shout out or plug. So you have the mic, the camera, the lights. Have fun.
Like I said before, I'm shy.
Yeah.
But over the past almost 20 years, I've dealt with a lot of wonderful people and established lots of positive relationships. Thank you, everyone. I hope to retire in the next couple of years. So
there we go. Well, hopefully not too soon for all of your clients that love you so much.
I don't know about love. Trust.
Trust. There you go. Well, thank you very much for sitting down with me. I don't think anybody at home, because I don't believe it, believes you're shy for a second. So you keep crushing it. I hope we talk again and again and again, because I've got loads more questions for you, especially with the travels that you've done. So thanks for taking the time to sit down with me today.
No problem. My pleasure.
Cool. Well, everybody at home, that's been another episode of the Mac City Morning Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. It does mean the world to me. I hope everybody at home is having a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Another morning show. Later, boss.
It's so ballistic!
Talk about quenching your ugly thirst.